set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from Seattle. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
He's always been an incredible decision maker on the field. Takes care of the ball really well, puts his team in the right positions, makes sure the play calls are accurate. Also was a minor league baseball player. Didn't hit very well there. I think he made a great career choice picking football.
First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. Second down following the run. On second down, here's Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
There's a completion to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely.
I mean,
size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
Wilson going to give to Rawls. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. On second down, Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they
Yeah, that whole line. Go. Just go, and let's see who's faster.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful. And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
It's so important to establish the running game early in a contest because when you do that, that just opens your playbook so big for your offensive coordinator. And to be frank about it, they like calling pass plays better than they like calling running plays. And with the way that they're running it right now, that's going to open things up to do whatever they want through the air as this game goes on.
Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless first quarter. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll be second down.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Now they'll throw it with Wilson. His pass caught at the 4. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Luke Wilson, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. Just how they wanted to start this one, in the end zone on their first possession.
And that just happened. How about that play right there? As you said, opening possession, setting the tone for everything. And I'm going to look forward a little bit now because everyone should be celebrating his catch in the end zone. The tight end gets a little bit of love. But if you're a receiver on the team, you should be thinking to yourself, boy, oh boy, things are going to open up the rest of the game if they have to focus on him as well.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the second tallest quarterback in league history, 6'7". It's Brock Osweiler.
I saw Brock Osweiler throw in a session while he was in college, and it's never left me the memory of how smooth he was throwing the ball, how accurate he was, and what a catchable ball he threw.
They begin with a run by Miller. And he'll get over the 25 to the pin. It'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down. You're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Again, it's Miller. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They'll come up on a 3rd and 4 here to start things out. And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down.
Here we go. Green.
Play action. It's Osweiler. Finding time. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
Guys with arm strength, don't we? Whether it's misplaced or not at times. But when you throw a comeback route, you have to have arm strength to complete it, and Brock Osweiler just showed it off.
Defense showing blitz. They go play action here on first down. Surveying the field. He's going to wind up and air it out. A receiver. And now it's second.
Well, they went for the big drop. Could really hurt their momentum.
So incomplete second down has in store. On the middle. He'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a long.
That play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
From the gun on third down, Osweiler. Let it go deep left side. Even it's intercepted. A great read, and this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard.
But it is third down, so the silver lining is that so far down the field, and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. All right, different topic here. 2018. Far north to Minneapolis. For that one, who you got?
Well, you know, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So can the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle. Starting to get near that, and with Burrow, Thomas, Seattle coming in. How about you?
Well, I'll take Cowboys NFC. I think that they get to going it.
I like that one. Well, in the AFC team that if their quarterback stays healthy, they could be that team, the Oakland Raiders.
Okay, I'm going dark horse. Cleveland Browns. Let's go.
Hey, from worst to first.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Second down now after the pass completion. They go play fake to Michael. Now Wilson. Step to his left. A minute 59 to go in the. Yes. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Hilt and analysis of this first. And nearly defender his letting, but it does get second down. Off offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Receiver Wilson. Caught in zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Doug Baldwin, 26 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. So a one grab in the end zone. Nothing much more rewarding than that for a guy catching it.
Not at all. And with what we just saw there, that type of a one-handed catch, what's next? Maybe they go up and almost Velcro it with their jersey in the ball. That's about all that's left. That play, simply spectacular.
So a one-handed grab in the end zone. Not much more impressive than that. Hauschka now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Now to send this one away following the score. Be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were locked to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all 3 could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh.
They get the young quarterback going, and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. Caught left side, Hopkins. Touchdown, Houston. 100 yards. And the Texans cut it to within a score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route.
They've got it down. I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And some room to roam now.
Flipping. They have now put themselves into score points with that big-time return.
Offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Good drive last time, passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed up. How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice complete. They do it in practice.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Looking middle, and it's in.
All get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense as offense, but in this situation, it made the play all the way on an attempt. Excellent job. Way to knock.
And that's incomplete.
After all the practice, they like actually break your heart. Everything they wanted, just unable to end zone, a big-time drop.
And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Now it's dancing to his left. Bounds getting it down to the 10. Give him 9 on the play. And the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket. Got to the first down.
It's a gain of 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and goal. And quickly, they get to the line. 2nd down. And that's Curse for the Seattle touchdown, hauling it in. Jermaine Curse in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll run it now out of the gun. A beautiful fake. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Check down.
Still first down.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. Jeez, they don't even want to let their guys get a drink of water. All right, third quarter, let's get to it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. On the return, here comes Keith Mumphrey. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
Miller. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
This is Miller, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run, and at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Now a handoff to Miller. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. A gain of 3.
Do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll run with Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost there. And it's third down. And they'll need to get to the 35 to keep this drive going on third.
We just saw another example of winning this game really at the point of attack. The offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play, you've got to give them a little bit of tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking, but you've got to help them get some confidence. You can't abandon the play calling right now.
Fresh set of downs here.
That's how you pick up a first down. Enough body control. Deep downs. Drag. Done.
Garrison.
Tough sledding right there. Been that way the entire game. A whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remain. Burn in this third quarter. Now Osweiler on second down. Brings it in over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10. They result, the drive continues.
One thing, that route is not called if you don't have a good put some mustard on it, because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, badly happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
2 yards on the there. It'll be
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock. You come off in the physical. He sets the tempo for the game.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And with the benefits of practice, toe tapping, foot dragging, and making sure it was a catch.
And that is incomplete. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. And they're in. Go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Go, it's Osweiler on fourth down. He's got time in the pocket. Look at the time. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll have their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. And out now come the Seahawks. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass.
And a loose football. Rawls loses it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. A near turnover, but the offense recovers it. Now they'll try to regroup on second. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Now Wilson back into his end zone. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
He's got Curse. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Curse, 99 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Here's Hauschka for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. Fienza. And now out comes Houston. And they thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
On second down, Osweiler throwing the slant pass lead. And he's able to take this 35-yard. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the slant route. Throw by the quarterback.
Nice between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in right on him. Route.
He's got time. Complete to Fuller. And he'll get up near the 40 on it at the 44. Gain of 9. It'll be second and about a yard to go for the first.
throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safe. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible. Hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Now it's Osweiler. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's able to get this one down the 40-yard line. Time. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 search for a late score. Throwing first. Setting up the screen for Miller. That's going to go as a loss of 2 down.
You know the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
On 1st down, Osweiler. His throw caught at about the 5. 22 yards on the pickup there. And the Texans are going to have a first goal.
Everything about it worked the defense inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipate on the inside to outside. He threw the football as the receiver turned around. The ball.
That's caught at the 1. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down.
Love the effort. Love the dramatics. Getting the feet down. How about a little step shuffle along the sideline there, almost like a great ballet dancer or a tap dancer. All for no gain, though?
I was going to say, it's so pretty, and it gets you nothing. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Atama Rubin able to get in and run him down for a loss of 14. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. 3rd and long. It's Osweiler. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance and they have any decision to make on 4th down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner, and just think about how good that feels because every team has a...
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. J.J. Watt, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Wilson escaping the pressure right. 12 yards is the pickup there, and they're going to have a 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
And he's got Lockett. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. And now they're in the hurry-up. Oh, Wilson going to throw. Being chased out left. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Yards on the play. 2nd down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. That escapes the sack. And his throw here's incomplete for Thomas Rawls there. And it's 3rd and short. And you really can't pin that one on the quarterback, Charles. The O-line better.
And they know it. That's their meal ticket. They want to take care of the big guy behind them. In this case, they let him down.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Now Wilson, he's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
Here's Wilson. He's going to let it go again. And that's Curse for the Seattle touchdown, hauling it in. Jermaine Curse, 33 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Now Hausch could attack on the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That's fielded in the end. And a couple yards deep knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. And we're hitting the end of this one, and it looks to probably be the final play. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. One last shot for Osweiler. And this is dropped it incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game. And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.